Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see Viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Let's see what Mr. Boomslang has up his sleeve. You can see the blood-nosed viper had just shed and is breathing really heavy, expecting something to eat, but he's going to get a check later. So let's see what Mr. Boomslang is up to today. Notice I do not open that door all the way because Mr. Boomslang is a jerk. Come on, come on. I'm not here for my pleasure. I'm here to make sure that you have proper sustenance. Come on. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not really in a position to see.
So Mr. Boomslang will chomp on that and eventually get it oriented the correct way and get it down. Now, of course, Mr. Boomslang is one of the most dangerous snakes here at the lair because his venom causes you to all your capillaries to break down. You basically ooze all your tissue fluid and your blood out into places where your blood and tissue fluid is not supposed to be. You have vascular collapse and you die, usually in a very, very painful, not pleasant way. These, of course, are true rear fangs with grooved fangs, but these guys don't need to chew on you to envenomate you fatally. Their fang is quite long and it's deeply grooved, and they can open in their mouth more than 180 degrees, so they can just sort of plant the roof of their mouth on any part of your body and envenomate you in a flash. So we're always very cautious with Mr. Boomslang, and of course I've raised him from a hatchling, and it's therefore, you know, he thinks it's in his best interest to abuse me, even though I've taken the best of care of him. He is just a jerk. He can be cantankerous most of the time, even though all I'm trying to do is give him something to eat. He can be foul. He is quite the character. So he's rapidly finishing up, and I'm going to hand the camera back to Mrs. Viperkeeper for the moment, because I want to have a hook and a pair of tongs and something else to stuff in his mouth if necessary. Here, I'll take that. I think I can come on, dude. Come on. Oh, well, that was fairly nice of you. No, don't get weirded out by the camera. Turn this way so everybody can see your big fang. Thank you. You can cooperate once in a while. Now, he's a voracious feeder right now because he's going to go off feed in the fall and not eat for months. So he's just packing it in as quickly as I can basically give it to him. I'm trying to balance the camera and stay out of his way. and not really upset him, so he comes at me because all I have in my hand is the camera and a pair of tongs. That hook is sliding a bit. Just make sure, grab the hook and make sure that it doesn't hit the deck so I can grab it if I need to grab it. Is that tasty? Huh? Is that tasty? Oh, yum, huh? Yum. Would you like another? These guys work on movement, so... Oh, you're an ass spider. Okay, have it your way. So the best thing you can do if you can play poker is just stay still as you can, and because if you move, he can outmove you. So that's all he's going to get for right now. So I'm going to hand the camera back to Mrs. Viperkeeper, and I'm going to shut the door. Now he will sit there and digest his meal, and we'll go off and find some other snakes to feed, since there's quite a few in the building. In the comments from the video on Pink, someone asked to see the size of her fangs, and I figured that I could certainly do that and take a request or two from my loyal viewership. I really appreciate those people who have stepped up and have sent some money to help keep the lair afloat. You know, the air conditioners run 24/7 all year round to maintain the proper atmosphere. You know, I have a misting system, food for, of course, the snakes, and substrate and everything else. Not to mention, I occasionally have to buy anti-venom because my anti-venom stocks they expire. Now I'm going to try to take an image of my hand, but not get it too close to Pink there. These are some of her nice ivories in the palm of my hand. These were ones that were primarily ejected during a strike or an eating process, and they end up in the substrate, and I usually would pick them out with a pair of long tongs. I'm being really cautious, even though Pink ate today, because you would be amazed how fast they can move and how far they can reach. So I'm being very cautious about this. These are, if you look at the curvature, if you put a piece of string on it, and it's about 50 millimeters from the root that fits into the venom duct to the very tip, which is quite large, and even if she didn't have venom, you wouldn't want these stuck in your hand or anything. So we're very cautious around Pink because A, the size of the fangs, B, the quantity of venom that she has in that big head of hers, and the venom is highly toxic. I have 15 vials of South African polyvalent, which may be just a starter dose for a bite from the gaboon. So we're going to try not to do that. So with that, again, thank you for everybody who sends some support money, because I don't know what it is with the YouTube algorithm, but on my average video, I'm only making like $20 or $30 in ad revenue for whatever reason. So your support is greatly appreciated. Lori and I think you guys are great for doing that, and we look forward to making more videos. Here's the Protobathrops elegans, who also is very unhappy with us because we helped her finish her shed, cleaned up her eye caps and everything else. But you know, normally she's in her log, not sitting on top of it, so they're looking for a way out. They just don't like to be handled. I really don't think people should be handling them on a regular basis. Just better to let them settle out in their cages. You know, only, you know, venom labs and stuff that have to extract from these animals should be handling them on a regular basis. Other than that, you know, just feed them, leave them alone, appreciate them from behind the glass. These are 2-year-old Leukogasters were captive born here. They're doing quite well. Feeding quite regularly on frozen thawed stuff. I would bet that was a male. Number 2 is probably also a male. It, for some reason, is only eating frozen live rodents and not frozen thawed. So of course I don't feed live. This one is a female for sure. Look at her. She's just a monster, and she needs her. Look at it. That previously clotted wound is, I mean, it's bleeding, and that's one of the things that Echis venom does, is it causes bleeding. So we're gonna let her go. These guys are due to be moved over to the larger cages because they're getting quite large. These guys only eat live food because they're wild caught, and I don't show that once again on video. All right, Mr. K. Mr. K, are you ready? Huh? It's your favorite time of the week. You crazy little monster, you. Oh, there we go. Mr. K got his treat. Although, look at him. He's quite well nourished, and it's unfortunate that he lost his beautiful orange dappling down his back. He went black, and you know that saying, once they go black, they never come back, just like the Boomslangs. You can see he's a male by his large, this is where his anal scale is, and that's his package where he keeps his gear for breeding. Unfortunately, these are rare snakes here in the US, and I don't have a female to put him with. But he's a happy camper right now, so we're going to let him eat his meal, and we'll move on.